When I go thrifting, I buy a lot because why not? It's cheap, right? Wrong. I'm trying to adopt a more minimalist-ish lifestyle, so I need to stop over-consuming even at thrift stores. Hi, I'm Maria, and welcome to Living Planet Friendly, where I document my imperfect, low-waste lifestyle. I'm heading to my favorite Western New York thrift store. It's huge and always has so many good items and deals. I'm also bringing my voice of reason, my husband, whose goal today is to help me not overconsume things that I don't need. So let's get going. Okay, pretty much all of the clips needed to be muted because of how loud it was in the store, so here's my voiceover reenactment of my thoughts and what my husband's thoughts were. At the thrift store, I always start off with clothing because it takes the longest to sift through. Avoiding overconsumption with clothing can be hard, but not when I follow these 3 rules. I sometimes bend them slightly, but for only good reasons. Number 1, if I don't absolutely love it on the rack, it doesn't even go in my cart to try on. Number 2, before trying it on, I look ultra close for any imperfections, stains, holes, or marks. If it has any, I don't even try it on. In my experience, I cannot get stains out from products at thrift stores. And number 3, if I try it on and it doesn't fit my body now, it doesn't come home with me. Those 3 rules mean I typically come home with 5 or less clothing items, which is a great way to keep my wallet and my closet under control. I also try to pay attention to the brands of clothing that I'm picking out because things from Forever 21 or Shein just will not last as long as fast fashion pieces from Target in my experience. I love thrifting with a list to reduce overconsumption. This thrift trip, we actually needed some sort of party dish for a potluck, and I needed some glass jars to restock sourdough starter on my website. I found a party dish very early on for 49 cents, and my first battle for deciding whether to buy something was this metal and silicone honey dipper. It's so awesome because this can be washed in the dishwasher, unlike the usual wood ones. I really almost bought this. Then I remembered our honey comes out of a squeeze bottle and never anything that I actually need a dipper for. I've also been wanting a glass drink dispenser for quite some time and wanted to buy this one, but there wasn't a lid, and honestly, I didn't think I had anything that would fit it and ended up talking myself out of it pretty quickly, even though my husband said he might be able to 3D print a lid. I really loved these small little flower vases, and I definitely had a few spots in mind for them, but they didn't have a price and the flowers were actually sharp to touch. With decor, I always find some really cute things at our local thrift store, but my number 1 rule is that if I love something and pick it up but don't have a spot right away that I could put it, it doesn't come home with me unless I love it enough to make room for it somewhere. I also keep a thrift list on my phone of things I want to keep an eye out for, and I found one this trip. This is a metal cookie press and icer. It's washable and reusable, and it's been on my wish list for months, so that came home with us. I always take a look at the furniture section and try to convince myself that I could flip it before I remember that I just don't have the skills. And I do a quick once over at the books and see if there's anything there that sparks my interest. There was nothing there today, unfortunately. The most important step for me to avoid overconsumption happens before I get to the counter. I take a look at every item in my cart and make sure it's something I really want and will actually use. For years, I was guilty of buying things at thrift stores for the cheap price and then never using something. That cost definitely adds up, so doing this final check is an easy way to make sure I'm going to actually use what I buy. Okay, that was fun, right? I love that thrift store. I try to have a thrifting afternoon once a month or so and really just test my skills on not over-consuming. As I'm looking back at this video, it's been 2 days since we went, so I've had some time to think about what I passed up, so let's talk about it. I didn't love this shirt, so I don't feel bad leaving it behind and not even trying it on. And same with all the other clothing. Nothing really was enough for me even to want to try it on. I do actually regret not getting the honey dipper, but I think the shock of them existing is why I think I want it. I've never seen a metal and silicone one, so I think the novelty hasn't worn off, and I don't think I'd actually use it, so it's fine that I didn't get it. I loved this drink dispenser, and if it had a metal lid, it would be home with us, but it didn't, so I think I made the right choice to leave it behind. These were really pretty, and I did have a spot in mind for them, but really my finger hurts just looking at them. I loved this bee sign, but I just couldn't think of a spot for it. Same thing with this sign and wreath. They were both so cute, but I really just couldn't think of a spot for them, so I'm glad I left them behind. Hopefully they'll brighten someone else's home. 10 out of 10, still really glad that I brought this froster home. I won't use it regularly, but now I can use it instead of plastic or bioplastic baggies. These were just really quirky things that I probably would have picked up 3 years ago and I find really interesting. I've changed now, so I'm not gonna get them anymore. I don't want to fill my house and overconsume. These ghosts would have come home with me if they were all in different poses, so I'm still okay with leaving them behind. They were really cute and I did like the vintage decor. And I can't even tell you why I loved these tins so much. I thought they were so cool. I went back and forth with my husband, but by the end of the day, I probably wouldn't have used it, so it's okay that I left them behind. I think what we left with was actually really good. I bought big jars to restock sourdough on my website, small jars just for our house, the froster, one party dish, and then the candles, which are going to be for candle painting, which I'm still thrifting candles for, so that's coming soon. So that's it. I had a lot of fun and I hope that you enjoyed this video. I hope it was helpful and I hope that you can take some of these overconsumption rules and guidelines that I follow and implement them in your own thrifting habits. I hope you enjoyed this quick video. If you haven't yet already, subscribe to my channel or check me out on some of my other platforms. Happy thrifting and see you next time.